Okay, so I warmly welcome you to this interview, Mr. Lushan, and thank you for joining with our project today. So, before getting into questions, how are you doing these days? And could you
Uh,
explain a little bit about yourself?
yes, thank you very much giving me the opportunity to connect with you all guys for the Rotaract Club of SLIIT, I believe, this month.
Yes, yes.
Uh, just to give you a bit of a background, well, you know my name, I'm Lushan Pereira, and then I was actually attached to a different industry. So I'm from apparel manufacturing background. That's where I would say I started my career in about 22 to 23 years ago. Uh, Started from a trainee merchandiser role, and then pursue my career to a CEO level of one of the multinational company to handle a project in a blue print has been done by me in one of the allied project in Bangladesh. So I moved to Sri Lanka very recently, about 2 years ago, I would say during the first and second wave of the pandemic period. Uh, and then at the same time, family is pretty much settled in Sri Lanka. So I have two daughters. Uh, that's how things is progressing currently. So at the same time, as you've been asked me, like because of my passion to agriculture, I started this program in about 3 years ago, 2018, I would say latter part. I started this project.
Okay, so good to hear all of that. So, Gaha-Kola is your own business that you started. So, could you also explain a little bit more about your business and how you got the idea to start this kind of a business?
Well, to be very honest to you, Gaha-Kola is one of the brand. So the holding company goes as Innovis Private Limited. Apparently, this was one of the ICT-based company that I acquired. So in long time. Having said that, the idea behind the business was whenever I walk through a store, for me, I have identified that there's no proper standard being maintained in Sri Lanka when it's come to the organic fresh produce. There are several companies who provide this. And then I understood that the market supply was disruptive and there was no consistent in the market supply. At the same time, majority of the consumers are from a middle to lower, higher end, so who could really afford. But then again, because of the cost factor, they may not be able to consume, even though they wish to do that, right? At the same time, the transparency of the supply chain and a building of a trust with the community, which is very vital. So that was the idea behind the business to start up with.
Okay. So, what was your main motivation at the beginning?
The motivation is still is it's one. I would say the mission is to make and have more organic is accessible locally and internationally, and connecting with the same platform people to take it to international reach on organic.
Yes, so Gaha-Kola is basically an organic grocery store where we can buy fresh fruits and vegetables and especially organic spices. So, what makes Gaha-Kola unique from other businesses?
Well, the Gaha-Kola is all about, as I explained to you, we have another brand, so we talk about only Gaha-Kola.
Yes,
In that, the uniqueness, I would say, mainly I would say the transparency that we've given, right? What we do is there's a process being maintained from a seed to table, right? So that has to be comply with the standards and then the regulating authorities that we work with, because it has to be a certified organic. You cannot otherwise claim it as organic. So there are companies and the certifying bodies, second party, third party, who's involved for this process. So we are in fact got the registers and certification, and this it's a continuous process. It has to done yearly basis. So secondly, the main thing is, I would say, the uniqueness. we have been affiliated with leading agri schools together with NITA in Sri Lanka, so that we could transform the knowledge, because true organic farms are very less, and there are more conventional type of farming farms available throughout the country. So for that knowledge base to create, right, we thought it's the best thing is to tie up with the NITA as well as the agri school to transform that knowledge. So we do this exercise with 30 different areas. If you permit me the time, I could quickly give my list of things that we do with them, right?
Yes, of course, you can explain about that also.
Yeah, so basically it covers on cinnamon cultivation and maintenance, pepper, turmeric, ginger, areca nut, mango, papaya, passion, pineapple, banana, and other plants of cultivation maintenance. So vegetables also one of the critical area, and the leafy vegetables, because the whole idea was to get a balanced diet to your table. So with that, again, the yam cultivation, herbs, herbal, mushroom, apiculture, solid fertilization preparation, because as you know, the biggest topic is now in the country is organic fertilizer, whether it's a solid or liquid base. So both we do in-house. We don't import anything. So at the same time, the people have been given the opportunity to see that. And the natural pest repellent preparation because of the diseases, biofertilizers, and land beds preparation, soil conservation, seed conservation, because quite a lot of seeds are being currently imported. So there are our local seeds which we could do it in-house as well. So we are focused on that area as well, and the nursery management. Because for you to give a consistent supply, the nursery need to be equipped well to have a uninterrupt supply chain. And the urban agriculture, biodiversity, one of my major area, because no matter what we do, if you don't keep the environment in order for the future generation, and then these need to be properly monitored and conservation, and also value addition. So whatever we have a surplus during that period of time, so convert into a value addition. These are the 30 areas we do with as a uniqueness, as I explained, and also the agritourism to promote through this. So it makes a difference, I believe, us than the others.
Yes, I'm sure GahaKola is a very unique business from all the answers that you gave. So you are a businessman who has a lot of experience, and we know that all the businesses and the whole economy of the country was badly affected from the COVID-19 pandemic, and there are still some adverse effects. So how did you keep your business afloat during the pandemic?
First of all, Supani, we never expected this. We never experienced this in our lifetime, right? So as we overheard, like it's been happening after 100 years of the Spanish flu, right? So no one knows, everybody was making a predictions. So what we did was, during that period of time, the product that we selected was food, one of the essential items for everybody. It's just a basic need. So I think that is, whenever we select something, I think if you really work around your business model through that, always there's a opportunity, right? Secondly, I would say during the first and the second lockdown, we were not sure how to operate, because the farm was in outskirts, we were in Colombo to commute and things like that. And then people were locked down, people doesn't know. Our e-commerce platforms, as a country, was not really sophisticated, except very few. How to access to people, because people were not really comfortable to buy from the e-commerce platforms at the initial stage. Still, I believe there's a little bit of phobia. People want to touch and feel when they go to a store, right? Unlike in West, right? So what we did was, during this period of time, we developed a certain prototypes as well as the pilot runs to see from a farm to table how you could bring this stuff within less than 24 hours, right? So those exercises were really done during the period of time. So we felt those were the areas to be, really improve. Having said that, that was really paid for us, because as a result, there are several other things that we able to obtain as a business and an entity.
Okay, okay. So other than the pandemic, from the beginning of the business, what were the hardships you had to face?
Well, I would say the hardships are external, internal, and the external, right?
Yeah.
Some of the internal hardships, I could say now, especially when I take GahaKola as a business, my primary background is textile and apparel. So I'm completely new to agriculture, right? So we don't have that. I don't have that skill set to understand what is this all about, the technicality behind. So therefore, you need to have a set of people to support you and understand the business, right? Understand the processes, integrities. So one of the hardship is people. From sometimes you are trapped with the people who may think that they are the first people and they are the right people, but then again later you decide that, yeah, no, these were not the right fit to the organization. These were not the right processes to the organization. So I would say mainly in a one word, whoever we take, walk the talk is very important. Whether they'll be able to set in the business, the processes and the skill level and a professionalism. So because I was completely out of the Sri Lanka for almost like a 15 years, when you come from that background to here, so I can see a big transformation within the Sri Lanka.
Yes.
And the some of the people who involved for that arena. So that was one of the key challenge, I would say. It's not a hardship, I would say. It's one of the, you had to go through that because otherwise you will not understand. So I will say it's as one of the internal challenge. And the external challenges are what I have faced, especially environmental challenges. So as you may know, last October, November, there was continuous rain. There was a landslide. So the most of our farmlands are in central province. So these were done on open environment. So this is completely beyond our control. So no matter what you do, really good, but then again, due to excessive rain, may not get the right yield. Similarly, sooner finish that, the drought start. So only a couple of days ago, only we got rain, right? It was continuously dry situation. And on top of that, the bushfires, right? So these are a completely difficult hardship because currently at this minute, there's no crop insurance being offered by a lot of companies, reinsurance companies. So like entrepreneurs like us are having a tough time to, getting insurance coverage because there's no one to give you insurance at this minute for these uncontrollable areas.
Yes, they are out of our control.
That's right.
So, did you have any significant breakthrough moments during this journey?
I said yes. Mainly, I would say mainly thanks to good market as well as participate in guarantee system. That was the first second party certification process that I have started. Because I knew as soon as I started, people always claiming organic. So how to get this certified? How do we escalate the bar to the next level? So that was my stepping stone, I would say. Then after that, we are so fortunate with all our hard work. Over 500 applicants in the entire island. EDB has selected for National Organic Program only 17 entrepreneurs. So we are one of them.
Oh, congratulations for that.
Thank you.
And I would like to ask, what have you gained through this business? You have, you have a lot of businesses, but what have you gained through this business, particularly?
I think, as I again explained, gaining is a quite knowledge because in order to set up the supply chain, uninterrupted supply chain, where people are, it's a cutthroat business on a certain areas, right? So how to get it there to a controllable price where we could be able to afford. So that's the knowledge. In order to do that, you need to be controlled from a seat to table entire process. So you need to be really good on your logistics to get the right logistic partners to prepare, because things has to come in an effective manner. At the same time, you may have to have distributions. It could be in a retail or e-commerce platform or wholesale, right? So those are the things where to be accessed quite fast. And today, I received another call early this morning. One of the big company who had been doing into biggest, largest, I would say the world largest agri farming body, and they are setting up another 2 to 3 big hotels in down south. They want organic fresh produce because they could not find will be able to supply.
Yes.
Right. So they said, based on your crop plan, we will make our menu list with the chef.
So that's a huge opportunity, as I guess.
That's right.
Yes.
So these are the things, if you really fix your entire supply chain. So I would say in a one word is a supply chain, because that I have seen this as a problem and that's opportunity.
Yes. Okay. So I would like to ask, who else is behind this success story of yours?
Well, of course, end of the day, the family, because you have to have a good family to back you, because this is something completely new thing that what I have done previous to my profession, because of my passion I did. So you need to have a good partners to support on that. At the same time, the stakeholders. When I say the stakeholders, is the team who behind me to support. At the same time, in the farm, it could be on a front end. At the same time, the stakeholders are all our customers. I mean, without believing us, I mean, there's no future. So this is what I see as an opportunity in the industry to build a trust through your value chain transparency.
Definitely, yes. So, as the final question, what would your advice be for a person who would like to start this kind of a business?
I would rather say mainly to the people. I mean, still believe yourself what you want to do, because everybody has dreams. So
Yes, because you started from a whole new perspective, right?
Perspectives, and then it's completely different challenges from a different corners. Till date, we are going through that. Never give up that attitude is a critical thing. So when you're really sure about what you're doing, and you see that there's an opportunity in the market, you want to be really establish your brand. I think you've got to really work hard. So one of the quote is I have seen from Richie McCaw. You might be knowing him, one of the successful rugby captain in New Zealand, the All Blacks. Right? What he says is, a word, I believe in hard work, right? Not magic.
Yes.
So it's something that each and every entrepreneur has to go through. Sooner you do that, I mean, you feel that the things are coming. It's not going to come overnight. You got to really work hard for a couple of years so that you will see light end of the tunnel.
Yes. So actually, that was the end of our interview today. And thank you very much for joining with us. And I apologize for all the delays that happened from our side because of these COVID cases. So
Sure.
again, thank you very much, Mr. Lushan, for joining with us and sharing your thoughts with us. And we wish you the best of luck for everything in your future. As the team Kickstarter, we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, Supini. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Take care then. Have a good day.